Good morning, 7th graders. Sorry I did not upload a video yesterday. If you would like an answer key, you can email me and I will send you the answer key. But today I'll be going over the week 2, day 2 homework. Okay, what is the value of the expression? Let's do part by part. There's just division and multiplication here, so the order that we go in is just left to right because they're both the same order in the order of operations. So negative 8/9 times negative 3/2, and then you combine that, you get 24/18. You choose, do you want the negative to go to the top or do you want the negative to go to the bottom? Like it can be like, oh, -8 and or -9 here, but it can't be like -8 here and -9 here. So I decided to keep them both for the numerator, so -8 times -3 is positive 24. And then 9 times 2 is 18. Oh, and then I have to multiply times -4 1/2. Let me convert that to an improper fraction. 24/18 times -9/2, and that will equal 24 times 9, 18 plus 3, 21. -216/18 times 2 is 36. Now let's get to simplifying. I know that I can simplify both by 9. Let's do the more obvious one. For you guys, it might have been more obvious that you could simplify by 2. So if you simplify by 2, it would become divide by 2, 1, and then 0, 8. And this would become 18. Let's divide by 2 again. Negative 59 and 9. And finally, let us see if anything else can be divided here. I don't think so. Hopefully I did not make any mistakes. Divided by 4, divided by 4. Okay. I feel like I did make a mistake. Oh, it's because this should be a 4. That makes a lot more sense. And then you can divide by 3. Divide by 3. -18/3. And then that is just -6. So -6. There we go. Multiply 1 3/7 times -3/7. So first convert that to an improper fraction. That's 10/7 times -3/7. Then -30/49. There we go. And it doesn't matter if one of the options was 30/-49 or like more clearly like 30/-49. It's the same thing. These are all the same thing. Then if there's one negative sign, there's one negative sign in the whole fraction. It's not the same as -30/-49. Nope. Okay. George earns $455 per week. George receives a 20% raise. How can George calculate his new weekly pay rate? 20% raise, he's getting 20% on top of this. So first we have to find 20% and then we can add it back to the 455. So one way we can do that, divide 455 by 0.2. I do not believe so. We're not doing any division here. This one is also we're not doing any division there. Multiply 455 by 0.2. That would be correct because that would give us 20% times 0.2. That represents 20%. But it's a 20% raise. It's not like, oh, congratulations, you're only getting 20% of what you used to get. It's 20% more. So if it said, oh, do that and then add 455, then that would be correct. But nope. This one works because 1.2 is the same as means 20% increase, which is what a raise is. So that one does work. And then solve for x. Well, let's make a double number line and see which of these proportions would make sense. So let's put the percent here. Let's put the money here. Sorry, that's really messy. And we're trying to find out, well, 100% And then a 20% increase plus 20% would be, we're trying to find 120%. And we know 450 or 455 is 100%. We're trying to find out what happens when you increase that by even more. So let's see about this proportion. X over 455, we went right to left. So you have to go right to left. And that does work because it's 120 over 100. What about this one? 455 over X equals, it should be 100 over 120. I don't even know where they got 20 from. We don't even see it on the double number line. So this one is correct. This one is not correct. Okay, Dory can run. How can Dory run? She's a fish. 3.25 miles every hour. How long will it take her to run a race that is 16¼ miles long? Well, we can make a tape diagram to represent this. We know that the total amount of the race is 16¼ and in 1 hour she runs 3.25, and we're trying to find out how many groups can you make, like how many more groups can you make out of that. Let's either convert both of them to fractions or both of them to decimals. I know you guys like decimals better, so let's do 16.25, because that's 16¼ you're dividing that by 3.25. I actually feel like division is going to be harder in this case. So let's do 16⅓ divided by 3⅓. 16 times 4 is 64, plus 1 is 65 over 4, divided by 13 over 4. Change that to multiplication. And 65 times 4, 26, 260, and then 13 times 4 is 52. And I know I can simplify that by 4. If you divide by 4, that's going to become 65. And then back here 13, because it's like you multiply by 4 here and 4 here, so that when you divide by 4, you're just left with these numbers. Hopefully you caught on to that. And this 65 divided by 13, I'm pretty sure is just 5. 13 times 5, that's 65. So that is just 5. And if you did it using long division, 16.25 divided by 3.25. Well, first step is to make this into a whole number. And because you move this one 2 times, you have to move this one 2 times. Not because you have to make this a whole number, but because whatever you do here, you have to do here. And then we can see, starting decimal point goes right there. 325 goes into 1,625. Well, even if you were to just round and estimate, well, 300 times 5 is like 1,500. So that would be the closest. So even if you just do, times 5, 12, 16, so 5. This would have been the easiest if you knew how to estimate and then check like, oh, I'll start with 5 instead of doing like times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4. Oh, it was times 5. So the answer is 5. It will take her 5 hours. 5 hours. Okay, please continue to text me if you have any questions. Good luck, Gators.